Accounting for Decision Makers C213. I passed it, and it wasn't that bad. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the channel. As you may or may not know, I recently started a master's program at WGU, the MBA of IT Management, and I've been posting videos in this playlist documenting that experience. Not real in-depth about the courses, but more my methods and my tips for completing these courses. And right now, I'm about to give you my experience, what I thought about the course, the tips on being successful in completing it. I activated the course on December 18th, 2023. Today it is February 6th, 2024, and it don't take no math genius to notice that there is quite a gap in between the time I started this course and today. Well, we'll get into what all went down while I was doing it. Now, this course ain't got no tasks. It's got the objective assessment and the pre-assessment to the objective assessment. There are tests, right? I took the pre-assessment on January 8th of 2024, and I took the objective assessment on the 9th, got the results back a couple hours later. You already know how I did. I did almost exactly the same on the objective assessment as I did on the pre-assessment, if that tells you anything about similarity between the tests. The course consists of reading material, of course, about 11 chapters, along with several videos for each chapter that cover the reading material. Now, they say you can just watch the videos, or you could just do the reading material, that the videos are pretty basically everything that's in the reading material. I did both. The reading material ain't that long. It's broke up into short paragraphs, and then there's videos in between the paragraphs that speak on either what you just read or what you're about to read. Either way, it's all pretty good. You could just go through the material. After you go through all the chapters and videos, look for the course resources in the course tips section and check out the extras. They got flashcards, they got tips, they got more videos, they got all kinds of extra stuff to help you do this test. Tells you what to expect. They say you need a scientific calculator to take this class. I beg to differ. I don't think you need a scientific calculator at all to take this class. I think you could take it with a regular calculator, but you will need a scientific calculator if you're in this degree program. For another class that's coming up, you definitely will need it for that one, so you might as well go ahead and get it now. Get the scientific calculator they recommend and just have it going forward. Be sure to watch the calculations video. You need to know all that stuff in the video for the test. In fact, pay close attention to all the calculation stuff throughout the course while you're going through the reading and watching all the videos. You're going to have to solve calculations while you're taking the pre-assessment and the objective assessment. Good news is that they actually supply the calculations. So while you're taking the test, there's like a sidebar on the left, and they have all the calculations with the abbreviations and what they mean listed there. So that does make it a lot easier. But just having it listed don't mean you know how to exactly do the calculations. They're going to list all of the expenses or debts or whatnot, but you only need to calculate certain ones out of there. You might not need to have to add them all up, so you need to know how to do the calculations. Now, after all that, when you take the pre-assessment, if you feel like you did pretty good, schedule your objective assessment, take it the next day, take a break, come back tomorrow, knock it all out, the OA and the PA, however you feel comfortable with. And that's it. That's all, family. The course kind of felt like common sense to me, so that made it real easy. You shouldn't have too much trouble with it. Now, if you remember, it took me almost a month to complete this course, and here is why. So check it out. Like 3 days after I started this class, I had already gone through all the material. I was watching the flashcards. I was feeling like I'll probably be ready to take this test in a day or so, right? Bam, out the blue, phone call, emergency. I got to book a flight right now and fly out the next day to deal with this emergency out of town. It was going to keep me occupied for about 15 days with no time or ability to even look at coursework, look at the internet, look at nothing. I had to go straight take care of this business, head down, ain't nothing else happening but this business. So for really the next 17 days, accounting and decision maker was barely a tingle in the back of my mind. So I did what I had to do. I went and took care of the business, and I made it back to the house about 17 days later. So I obviously been gone for 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. The next day, I just took that day, spent some time with my family, spent some time with my wife, didn't do nothing, you know. And then I was like, okay, well then tomorrow I'm gonna have to go ahead and get back in this course. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I ain't looked at it for 2 weeks. I don't even know if I remember any of it. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to redo this whole course. I'm gonna have to go back through all the material and everything because I ain't even thought about this in 17 days. That's damn near a month. So the next day I reviewed all day long. And then I was like, man, forget it. Let's just see what it do, right? So after I got done reviewing, I took me about an hour break and I was like, I'm gonna take the pre-assessment and see what it do. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt me to go ahead and jump down. I took it, passed it on the first try. Didn't do that well though. It wasn't no stellar performance. It was you did better than barely. So I went back to the results, reviewed the results, saw the questions I missed, went back to the material, watched the video, went through, made sure I went and did all the calculations just separately to see if, I knew what I was doing, just to learn them. So I went on and set my objective assessment for tomorrow about, afternoon, and we was going to see what else it did. So in between that, I took the pre-assessment again and obviously smashed the pre-assessment because I didn't already studied the questions and everything, right? But I felt pretty good taking the objective assessment. I take it, I pass, I get the results back, and it was almost identical to my first attempt on the pre-assessment. So I was like, this is crazy, but the questions was different, but the score, how it went, the category, pretty much the same. It was a little bit better than barely, but a pass is a pass, and we on to the next. Overall, if you take out the gap, I guess it took me about 5 days total to complete this course. So it's really not that bad as it looks when you first see it. It does look a little bit daunting when you first look at it, but it's really not that bad. So with that, I'm going to bring it on in, fam. Thanks again for coming through. I hope you got some value out of what I've been saying here. And if you did, by all means, hit the like button, do all the YouTube stuff for us. And until the next video, Tech Fam, peace.